What is up, YouTube? We got my buddy Juan here. We're out here working on the Jeep Wrangler. Today I am installing a transfer case drop kit. I already have the skid plate off. This Jeep has the occasional stutters upon takeoff, which is common upon lifted Jeeps. And as of right now, I am also going to replace the transmission mount because you just got to see this. So upon removing the skid plate, I ended up snapping off one of the studs off the transmission mount. Now this one was already snapped off, which means I was now missing two, which is no bueno. On top of that, this guy was pretty much split in half. These things aren't supposed to move whatsoever, and as you see, it's split clean through on pretty much both sides and damn near in two pieces, so has to go. And just for reference, here's a brand new one. They don't move whatsoever. It has all four studs. Let's get it. So today's a new day. I did not feel like recording myself installing all these bolts because it's a very tedious process as is, but I've got my transmission mount put in there. All four bolts are nice and tight, and for the most part the vibrations that you usually have upon takeoff with a lifted Jeep and big tires were reduced by about 60%. And that brings us up to this point where I'm doing a little bit of TLC on the back. We've got my buddy Matt out here doing his thing, doing a little bit of TLC because my tailgate wouldn't lock, so I'm going to fix that. So I pulled this rear cover off and just suspected this arm that is right here was broken off. Oh, it's still broken off, but it was pretty much flopped down and hanging down this way. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is position the arm back where it's supposed to be and hopefully run some safety wire. There's an ant crawling up my arm right now, and hopefully put some safety wire behind that. This is a pretty common issue apparently, because I've had this happen with my Civic and my mini truck, where this little gray piece right here, it's supposed to have a little clip around it, and that clip helps it stay into this hole. But like I said, I've had it happen to a few other vehicles where this arm pretty much falls out and it won't stay in the locking mechanism. So a good way to fix that, you take some safety wire. This is actually a 20 gauge vape wire, because vape is life. Let's take my keys in on the other side, and okay, that's the wrong way. That locks it and unlocks it. So I've got my tailgate nice and locked, which brings us up to the front of the Jeep. I have taken my center console, dash, whatever you want to call that. Pretty much I'm taking this guy out and I'm going to paint this whole thing black. Oh yeah, and I also fixed this little guy because for whatever reason you could slide it all the way this way, but it wouldn't go all the way this way, and that's due to a cable. There's a cable at the back of that, and that cable is being bound up. So straighten that cable out, and now this guy blows cold air again. Well, today I am working on my AC controls, or whatever you want to call this, because no matter what position this guy is in, air only comes out of here. I know my windshield's cracked, let's ignore that for right now. So what I'm currently doing is I'm checking this vacuum line. This is a vacuum line right here. This line runs over to your intake and goes into your firewall. Now your intake line controls, apparently that line controls an actuator arm right there, and there's 3 more arms on the other side. Close that. Probably wondering what 3 arms I'm talking about, so let me go under here. Here is one of the 3. Oh gosh, my finger's not even in the shot. Right here is one of the 3 arms, and here are the other 2. Now apparently sometimes these arms can break, and as you see, mine are not broken, but that would control why they don't open. We got my buddy Neil here. What's good, Neil?
What's up? So as you can see, it's pretty dark out now, but after a while I ended up I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna worry about it. I ended up taking the arms, where are they even at? Okay, I took the arms and I disconnected them from the actuating pumps, and I pretty much move these, oh gosh, you can move these guys up or down to the direction that your vents blow. So long story short, I moved them to the position that allow my vents to blow out of the face. So I wanted the air to come out of these vents right here instead of the vents up here. So I just moved these little arms right here to the point where I want them, because for whatever reason this switch doesn't do it anymore, and I didn't feel like figuring that out, because that's all controlled by vacuum lines, long story short. And I'm not an HVAC technician by any means, so yeah. Whenever the time comes, when it's like winter time or whatever, and I feel like I'll need to defrost my windshield, I'll just move those to the defrost setting, which is really just all the way forward, and we will be golden. As you may have noticed, I had my gauge cluster cover, whatever you want to call this guy. I had this removed. That was because I painted it. I also decided to take out my button holder right here, because I originally did not paint this. I only painted this faceplate right here, so I decided to take this out and painted that to match that.
That being said, I'm gonna call that it for today's video, and hope you guys have a good day. Stay blessed and enjoy.